Good morning and happy new year. It is January 2nd. We're
It is.
back.
Happy New Year.
Happy new year. A little bit of a layoff, so we're going to play some catch up here. Going to look a little different than our standard operating procedure here because we have a lot to catch up on in the few weeks that we were enjoying the holidays, working, being merry, shoveling,
Being merry.
all of the above.
I
So,
was not very merry. Bah humbug.
um, bah humbug, he says. Quick note too, other than this one looking a little different, we are going to have an NHL special episode coming up when the league freezes right before the Olympics. So that'll be another one where we have some guests, probably talk for a little bit longer and really dive into one specific sport. I look forward to that one.
Yeah.
But we're going to start there as well in the NHL hockey world. The Olympic rosters are set for our four main teams, really, that we care about in Canada, US, Sweden, and Finland. All of them feature 99% NHL players, so we'll deal with those teams. Um, I don't know. I'm not too happy.
I have to be honest, and I haven't even looked at it, but I'm pulling it up.
We're only a day away from release. The big one for me is Team Canada leaving off Sam Bennett, who was huge at the Four Nations for them. He then went on, after sparking the comeback in the finals there for Team Canada at the Four Nations, to be MVP of the playoffs and another Stanley Cup winning year for the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
And he is left off this roster, and I am extremely confused by that.
um.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Looking at it, that is quite an interesting list of people, isn't it?
So we talked about it in the lead up. We wanted to see Celebrini and Bedard there. Celebrini does make it as a 19-year-old. That's super cool. I'm very happy for him. He's definitely earned it. It's not a token spot. He's third in the league for points.
Yeah. Unreal.
Behind McDavid and McKinnon. So you have the top three point scorers in the league, all as Canadian, by the way. I would love to see Celebrini get time with both McDavid and McKinnon at this tournament. I want to see him on their wings so bad.
It would be cool to see. It'd be cool to see him with some playmakers
Yeah,
like Sid. Sid would set him up
true.
huge, right? That would be huge.
Yeah.
But it'd also be kind of cool to see McDavid with another, like not just with Draisaitl. See him how he plays with other talented people. So I agree. That would be. I hope
that was
happens.
the problem at the Four Nations. They could not find a winger to play with McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They rotated a few. Sam Bennett spent time there. He's not even there. Marner spent time there. Started there, ended up there at the end. He sets up the winner. That's great. But they kind of rotated through wingers for McDavid, and I wonder if Celebrini is a part of. That's a part of the reason why he's made this roster, because they need somebody to keep up with him.
Yeah, could be. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I feel like it's tough to keep up with McDavid no matter who you are, but
True.
hopefully he can do it.
Yeah, Bedard does not make it, and I'm a little sad for him, but I understand. First of all, the injury timing. He's still on the LTIR. That's too bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I also get why. I watched him recently, a few games. I started actually watching some Bedard games, and he needs a lot of growth in the defensive end of a centerman role. That could be part of the culture and the upbringing he's had in Chicago, or maybe it's just him bearing the offensive responsibility for that team. But I don't think he's a guy you could trust in an Olympic situation. You see that with the selections, a lot of veterans, a lot of old guys,
Mm-hmm.
some of which I don't think really should be there. But they've built a team. They didn't just pick all the best players.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, you kind of got to do that to a certain extent too, right? Lots of the other
To an
countries,
extent,
yeah,
yes.
lots of the other countries don't have the big names that we have, but they have people that know how to play together really well. So you kind of got to fit pieces
Yeah,
together to be competitive, but it's also the Olympics and it's fun to watch the people that you want to watch. So
yeah.
you got to have
You know,
a balance.
it's not an easy task for the for the guys picking this team. I wouldn't imagine. They're
Mm-hmm.
NHL GMs. He's the Canadian GM is the GM of the Blues. So how tough is it to take a look at your rivals, some players that have beat you in playoff series, some players that have beat up on you, and go, I understand I hate you, but you're probably an asset for
Yeah.
this team, right? Even John Cooper's the coach. He's got some, well, one Florida player, two Florida players left with Marchand and Reinhardt. And man, those Tampa Florida games this year have been basically boxing matches.
Yeah.
With the commissioner having to attend to oversee to make sure things don't get out of control. I can't imagine it's easy for John Cooper to set that aside even just for a couple of weeks and go, okay, you're on my team now.
You're my boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my
That
boys for the next week and a
that
bit.
that would probably grate you the wrong way. And players always say the right things. So it's great to have these people in the locker room and better playing with them than against them.
Yeah.
I understand that, but deep down, I'm sure it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
The Americans decided they don't want to score goals with the roster that they chose, leaving off Jason Robertson, Cole Caulfield. They have both Kachuk brothers who have been hurt. Matthews not even played yet this year.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews, okay, he scored a hat trick last night, but he's a shadow of what he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly know what the Americans were planning for this tournament, and if they were just preparing for Canada, or are they trying to play a shutdown game? Their problem with the Four Nations was they didn't score enough goals.
Yeah.
They lost in overtime because they couldn't score.
Yeah.
And they left off some prolific goal scorers, and that confuses me.
Yeah, they sure did. I think a lot of it is trying to get the speed. Like you said, I honestly think they're trying to handle Canada. Like some of those picks on there look like speed boys, just to be able to kind of keep up with the likes of McDavid and stuff like that. Like Dylan Larkin's a great player. Do I think that he's an amazing player? No, he could be. I think that his development has been kind of stagnant since he came into the league. Like he's gotten better in terms of being able to manage the puck in the offensive zone and stuff, but besides that, like he hasn't set himself apart in any like facet of the game, right? Besides being super fast. So, and
Very
I mean,
curious to watch him though this year because of what Detroit's doing. Maybe he's
mm-hmm.
riding a wave right now, and this could be a great coming out party for him. Because like it doesn't help playing in Detroit, but you're right. Like he's not a name that everybody immediately goes to when you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about elite players.
Yeah, no, not even close. And like you said, maybe that's because of the lack of success Detroit has had since he went there.
Yeah.
Maybe if they start making deeper playoff runs, he'll become a little bigger, but he's also kind of in that midpoint of his career, late midpoint even, of like, you only got so much time to kind of make a name for
Yeah.
yourself. And yeah, maybe I would love, as a Detroit fan, I would love to see him set himself apart. As a Canadian fan, I would love to see him suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Looking at that roster, it's interesting.
What
It's an
what
interesting
worries
roster.
me in this matchup, and again, assuming Canada and US both find a way to make it deep and actually play each other.
Yeah.
The US have a way stronger back end from the net through the defenseman.
Oh,
That
totally.
matchup worries me. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Canada has Taze and Makar,
Yeah.
and those are probably, that's probably the best defensive tandem in the league. Behind him, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
It's a lot of players on teams that are struggling. It's a lot of players with who are having down years.
Yep.
The edge definitely goes to the Americans' side. So,
Mm-hmm.
Sweden, again, full NHL roster. You saw them at the Four Nations. They kept games close. I think if they're going to want to compete with these other teams, though, they're going to have to field a little bit grittier of a team, because that finesse game is what Canada and the US are kind of building against, right? With these grindy bottom six, they're building them like NHL teams, and these European teams that are pass first, make plays. It's a real small ice surface, and there's some real big bodies out there. I worry for the European teams.
It's gonna be a really small ice surface.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Canada taking Tom Wilson, I think, is directly correlated to the size of the ice
Yeah.
surface that they're playing on.
totally. Yeah.
Last thing though with the Olympics is I was listening to some sports radio over in Toronto, and Doug Armstrong, the GM there, all but confirmed, he kind of avoided the question, that the NHL players are not actually 100% confirmed to go. If the rink isn't ready, if the ice surface, which is the biggest safety concern, if the ice surface isn't acceptable, the NHL players will not go. So all eyes are on Italy here to make sure that this can happen, because we've waited a long, long, long time to see this air quotes best on best. So
It would be an utter disaster if they don't end up going. That would suck.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even watch.
I wouldn't either. I didn't the last couple times. I couldn't care less without the names attached to it, to be honest with you. There's way other cooler sports in the Winter Olympics for me to watch once every 4 years than a bunch of guys I don't know.
Yeah. I'm so excited for the Olympics. I love watching the skiers and the snowboarders do all their stuff. So
I love bobsled, skeleton,
too.
And...
Yeah, all of it. All of it's so sweet.
All of a sudden, you realize you've been sitting there for 3 hours flipping through sports that you've never seen or never watched. For the Olympics, and going, "Wow, this is awesome."
Yeah, 100%.
But in the meantime, we do have international hockey going on. It's the World Juniors. I did see an interesting social media post that really it's just TSN's brainwashed Canada into thinking that this is an actual important tournament, but you follow it pretty heavy here. I'm not sure about the rest of the world.
I don't know.
It's really fun for me because these games, like, there's no structure, 7-5, 6-5, blown 3-goal leads, blown 4-goal leads. It's so exciting because literally no lead is safe ever.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a fairly, it's not an important tournament, but it's fun to watch, and it obviously means something to other countries as well when you beat the Americans and there's a bunch of angry tweets saying how crappy Canada is and stuff. So, it matters, right? Like, it matters to the people that watch it, and it's very entertaining hockey for, it's... It kind of depends, but most of the time it's very entertaining. It can be frustrating,
but it is entertaining. And, obviously it's got to mean something, because the other nations have really caught up. For a long time before their ban, it was Russia, Canada, US, and the US was on the bottom end of that for a threat. But, Sweden is always thereabouts in the medal rounds. Finland, Latvia always plays Canada hard, but, they've put together a team. So, we are at the quarterfinal rounds. Later today starting. So Canada wins the group. The US does not win their group with their loss to Sweden. Sweden takes first. So trying to flip the script a little bit in North America here. So we'll be paying close attention to those games later today, and I just hope for a good gold medal game. By that, I mean, the last time the NHL players did go to the Olympics, when it was Canada and Sweden, and it was an absolute shelling. Sweden didn't stand a chance. It was gross. That's boring to me. I like that, 1-goal game, overtime game if necessary, decider.
I agree.
In the NHL over the last few weeks, there has been... It's funny, there's been a lot of movement, yet The separation in the East is still almost nil. 9 points of the Atlantic Division separates top from bottom.
Yeah.
11 points in the Metro. But there's some movers and some shakers. Ottawa has fallen off a cliff to
Sure
be
have.
dead last in the Atlantic.
Yep.
I don't know what that team does from here.
I don't know, man. They've been brutal for a long time, and the little bit of hope probably
From
made
last year,
things more
it was
difficult.
supposed to be the corner turned, made the playoffs
Yeah.
in a unpredictable Atlantic Division. They were supposed to be there, but it's not. It's Montreal. It's Detroit leading the Atlantic Division.
Yeah.
Who put money on that?
I wish I would have.
No doubt. Now, Detroit leads the Atlantic Division with a negative goal differential. Blows my mind.
When we
Not
lose, we
massive,
lose
but-
hard.
Tampa sitting behind them with a plus 28 goal differential, and Detroit has a negative 4. So
Yeah.
figure that one out.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Buffalo Sabres, who are on a 10-game winning streak since firing their GM.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any precedent in the 100 and some odd years that this league has existed for a GM bump. They always talk about a new coach bump when you fire the coach and the team plays hard. A GM firing midseason is rare enough as it is. To go on a 10-0 run after changing your GM, none of the personnel changed.
Nope.
The coach didn't change. Nothing
Nope.
changed.
Just the guy up in the skybox watching
Just the
down.
guy watching. He hasn't made any moves. He hasn't done anything.
They must have really hated that guy. Like, yeah, it's insane.
10-game win streak puts them 4th at the Atlantic with a couple of games in hand too. I mean,
Yep.
good for them.
Yep. 100%.
I hope that they don't Buffalo this and really choke it away. Because next is a 10-game losing streak if Buffalo keeps up with their latest trends. But
Yep.
Good for them. Florida, Toronto, and Boston, the 3 teams along with Tampa that were always shoe-ins, are on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm. They're hanging there.
Dead 0 goal differential.
Yeah.
That's just so indicative of their year. Just extremely average.
Perfectly average. Yeah.
Yeah. Of note, though, they did win a game 4-0. They had no Matthews, no Nylander, no Tanev, no Carlo. It was the first time since 2016 that they played a game without Marner, Matthews, or Nylander in the lineup. And they won. So
Nice.
maybe that's the key. Not helping the rumors out east of trade Matthews, get rid of Matthews, move on from Matthews.
Yeah. It's a tough spot too, because like if you're Matthews, you're probably looking at it as like, yeah, should I just go join a decent team and make a playoff run? You know, like if nobody wants me here, why am I sticking around? I don't know.
Yeah, it's obviously a volatile fan base in Toronto. It always has been, but they have turned on him to a degree that you never thought would have been possible, as he was the savior as a first overall pick. He was this incredible goal scorer, setting records left and right.
Mm-hmm.
He's chasing a Maple Leafs record right now for having the most goals ever as a Maple Leaf, and nobody is talking about it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Like he's like, as hard as I am on Oilers fans, which if I haven't said it before, Oilers fans drive me nuts because they're always they're always gonna win. In their heads, they've always been gonna win, even when they were struggling. This was their year. But as hard as I am on Oilers fans, you don't see them ever turning their back on McDavid. They know what they have in McDavid. They are hard on pretty much everybody else, but they know what they have in McDavid.
Gods in that city.
Yeah, it's hard from an outside in perspective watching Toronto turn on Matthews, because I still think Matthews is a stellar hockey player. He's been through his issues, right? Injuries, struggles, ups and downs, like but everybody kind of has those moments, right? Like, and And Matthews will go down as one of the great hockey players, whether or not he's in the top 10 discussion or whatever of all time. Like
Yeah.
he's going to be in the talks of one of the greats. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch people turn on him. Like, I don't know.
So-
he's put his heart and soul into that team and
Yeah.
not had a whole lot of payoff and has
Body.
still stuck around, right? And it's tough.
He chose to resign there. He
Yeah.
didn't have to.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, that record I'm referencing, Matt Sundin has the most goals in the Toronto Maple Leafs uniform of all time at 420. Austin Matthews, after his hat trick last night, is at 419.
Nice.
He is one goal away from tying the record. There is no coverage. There is no mention.
Yeah.
There is no
That's
anything.
crazy.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you bring up a good point. You got to wonder on Matthews and a thing. Like, I'm about to become the greatest goal scorer in this organization's history, and you guys are trying to run me out of town.
Well, and the insane thing to me is when you watch Sportsnet or TSN being in Canada, everything is on Toronto. If there's anything to talk about Toronto based, it is the first thing that they talk about when they switch to NHL. And it's, the fact that you don't hear about that is just like, I don't know. That's
what
tough.
we are hearing about is Nugent Hopkins becoming on his way to having played the most games in an Oilers uniform, surpassing great names, of course.
Yeah.
But okay, it's Nugent Hopkins. Yes, he's a local legend.
Mm-hmm.
We love him here because he's from our hometown, played here
Yep.
For WHL hockey, but he's not a household name.
Crap.
No.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of good years, but other than that, he's here, he's there. But yeah, he's getting coverage for approaching 1,000 games in an Oilers uniform, which is an amazing accomplishment. I'm not trying to diminish that, but
Yeah.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins and Austin Matthews are not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Nuge one, all you got to do is show up, right? You're as long as you're on the bus or the plane to the rink, you're good to go, right? Whereas Matthews actually has put the team on his back a lot of the years and scored ridiculous amounts of goals and gotten ridiculous amounts of points. And yeah, nothing is crazy.
Nothing.
Silence. Radio silence.
In his career, Nugent Hopkins has scored 282 goals in 991 games.
Yeah. Yeah. Little less impressive. Yeah.
Sorry.
Crazy.
Again, not trying to diminish his accomplishment. It's incredible to stay healthy, to keep your body healthy and in the league.
Yep.
And be effective enough to stay in the lineup, but I'm sorry,
I couldn't
it's
do
just
it.
not the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, me either.
No shot. I would be out for a third of the games every year if I was NHL caliber. There's no way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good for him. The comparison, though, is crazy.
Yeah. Over in the West, I want to start with Colorado because their goal differential is 71. They have only allowed 88 goals against. They're the only team in the league that hasn't hit triple digits goals against. That's miraculous.
Mm-hmm.
And neither of their goaltenders were selected to the Canadian team, but I think it's because you look at that team and go, they are just so structurally sound.
Yeah.
That you and I could probably post damn near a 900 save percentage behind that defensive system. So
At least an 850.
at least an 850.
My Dominic Hasek style wouldn't hold up as well as yours in this day, but at least an 850.
So, I mean, they've still only have 2 regulation losses.
Yeah. Which is
This
crazy.
is an incredible year, which, again, I think is being under talked about. Maybe it's because of the Olympics and stuff and other stuff going on, but like 2 regulation losses, 39 games in?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Especially because we have Canadian boys on that team too, right? Like you think we'd be
They're
hearing
Canadian
stuff
led
about
with
them.
McKinnon and McCarr.
100%, like-
both their goaltenders.
Yeah, you think we'd hear about them all the time, but yeah, don't hear a whole lot. I mean, I'm sure we will once the playoffs come.
Yeah, we sure will.
But yeah.
Dallas still there. Minnesota in third. Obviously, they made the big splash acquiring Quinn Hughes.
Mhm.
Vancouver decided to change directions again, and oh wait, this actually is a rebuild. Confused. We are. So they traded Quinn Hughes. They got a very decent return, um, but I do think they could have got more.
Yep.
I'd be curious to know how they got down because I still think there would be a dozen other teams in the league that would have sold their farm, somebody else's farm, and their neighbor's farm to get this guy.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I
like
don't
there's
know.
there's a lot of loyalty games that go on between ownership, right? Like, and
Yeah.
management, team management.
Mm.
So I kind of thought that too. Like it seemed like they got underpaid for him a little bit, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors, right? Maybe there's a little bit of loyalty there.
Or,
You scratch our
yeah.
back, we'll scratch yours in the future, kind of thing. So
Or what the plan is, because if they were trying to
yeah,
retool and not rebuild, they didn't get a legitimate roster player back. Now,
no,
the prospects they got back have been playing on their team because their team is terrible,
yeah,
but they are prospects. They're not roster players.
yeah,
Um, I was shocked with the return, but I mean, Quinn Hughes has stepped right into Minnesota, started playing over 30 minutes a game. Minnesota has been looking to get over the hump for a handful of years now.
hmm,
That's a huge boost going to the playoffs, having Quinn Hughes back there.
yep,
Huge. So, I'd expect them to be battling with Dallas all the way to the end here for home ice and second, because it looks like it's pretty much locked up, those top three in the Central Division.
yeah.
In the Pacific, the Oilers finally pulled the trigger and got rid of Jeff Skinner,
Hmm.
making a trade for Pittsburgh's Tristan Jarry. This one also left a lot of us baffled because this had to have been just a move of it's time to move on from Skinner. This wasn't about an upgrade. It was about a change in personnel because Tristan Jarry isn't that much better of a goaltender than Jeff Skinner, I don't think.
No.
Um, but a move needed to be made. And even though Jarry played, 2 games before he got hurt and now he's out of the lineup, my feelings would be hurt if I'm Jeff Skinner because the Oilers now lead the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it was morale based too, right? Like the fan base was
Confidence.
so against Skinner, and to be a part of that team, and even though the critiques were against not necessarily you, just hearing critiques about your team all centered around one name would kind of shake that relationship, right? And kind of break that morale. So in my opinion, it was a morale move. Like you said, you're trading an apple for an apple, but it's just a Macintosh to a Red Delicious, right? So you're kind of like you're kind of just putting the same guy in the net. He's just got a different name and a different number on the back of his jersey, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's enough to kind of give you that boost, right? Like you see it all the time with teams in like individual games, even when the goalie's not necessarily struggling, but you're getting scored on quite a few times. Sometimes they'll switch him out, even though he's playing a good game. They'll switch him out just to kind of give the team a fresh reset, right? Like, okay, let's get this going again, and maybe that's what they needed, and obviously it's working. So
yeah, and that's what's so crazy to me is Jarry didn't become their savior. He played like 1.5 games, 2 games, and then got hurt.
Yep.
It's just that Skinner is not there.
Yep. Just needed a different apple to look at back there.
Like the last time we chatted here, the Oilers were out of a playoff position.
Yep.
And they are now first in the Pacific Division. Now they're aided a bit by the fact that Vegas has been injury riddled. They're realizing Marner isn't actually a superstar, and things aren't clicking the way that they have in the last few years for Vegas, but maybe it's time for them to hit a little bump on the road.
Vegas also has 3 games in hand, though. So, I mean...
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, but still.
Still there. But you know who else is still there? Anaheim Ducks.
Yep.
Those guys. I'm so happy for the state of California. The Sharks are in a wild card spot led by Celebrini.
Yep.
Anaheim looks like they're set to contend all the way down the stretch for a playoff spot.
It sure does.
The shocking one is LA being outside of the picture like that. They're not too far out. Nobody's too far out. 11 points separate the top and bottom in the Pacific as well. But Vancouver's the only team really out of it over there. The Flames, like you said, we're going to make this stupid push to make their life confusing and in between.
It's every year, man. Every year. Like, just sit down and die. Like, what are we doing?
Why won't you die? Yeah. Just a perfectly 500 team at 18-18-4.
Yeah.
And they are like 3 points out of a playoff position.
and they're gonna make it. Like, they'll be in the mix at the end of the year. I can almost guarantee it. I know my takes are terrible on this show, but I can almost guarantee they're gonna be like either in the playoffs or 1 or 2 points out of the playoffs by the end of the year.
Far enough out to miss out on the draft lottery, not get a decent pick, sit in the middle again.
Just to get their butts kicked in the first round. Like, it's so dumb. It makes no sense to me. Why?
I know. It is so frustrating to me.
Yeah. So stupid.
At least Vancouver gave up.
Yeah,
come on,
100%. Yeah. They pulled the trigger. They figured it out eventually. They did a lot of talking, but they got there. Maybe it was Buble. Maybe Buble swayed them.
Maybe. And in the Central, I did skip over it, but like Ottawa, the Winnipeg Jets have fallen to literally last place, 32nd in the league.
Yep.
I don't have an answer. They clearly don't either.
Nope.
Like, that's a good team on paper.
Yeah. Great team on paper.
They've been good for a long time. They were the team up there with Dallas and Colorado battling for home ice and top 3 in that division, and they're 3 points behind Chicago.
Yeah.
4 behind St. Louis. 6 behind Nashville, who was the laughing stock of the league. For the
St. Louis has a minus 42 goal differential, and they are sitting 4 points behind them. That's like, what are we doing, boys? I don't know.
But don't worry, that's our Canadian goalie over there who's now riding back up in St. Louis.
Looking good.
So, like I preface this with, there's lots of movement in this league, but not a whole lot of separation still. There's teams who have skyrocketed like St. Louis and teams that have plummeted, and it's still like the tightest year in the NHL I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be exciting.
Talking about shakeup in the NFL, Kansas City misses the playoffs.
It's a big one. Not surprising, but it's a big one.
No, you're right. The way the season was trending, it's not surprising, but if I go back to the beginning of the year and I thought that they would maybe not dominate, I am surprised ultimately that they missed, though.
Yep.
They missed on the same day that Patrick Mahomes gets injured.
And then their backup has Minshew, right? Gardner?
Yeah.
Has the same injury. Oh, boy. Falling apart.
Yeah, so we are going into the final week of the NFL, actually, starting week 18 here, shortly after this recording. You take a look at the playoff picture now. Is it what we kind of been talking about all year?
No. No, man. Where'd the Colts go? What the heck happened to them? Like, when I look at this, the Broncos have clinched the division. Nuts.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
The Colts are now not in the playoff picture currently. I mean, they're there, but like
they're there, but they
dominated the first half of the year.
Yeah.
Dominated, and they just fell right off. Like, AFC North has nobody clinched yet, but the Ravens and the Steelers are are battling it out. I mean, it'll all come down to, I think they play each other this weekend, and it'll all come down to who wins that one, which for the Ravens, good for them, I guess. I mean, it's a lackluster season nonetheless, but
a comeback season.
Yeah, the fact that they're in a position to make the playoffs still blows my mind. I did not, after the first couple of weeks, I thought
Yeah.
sell the farm because
Yeah.
the Patriots have clinched their division, which I mean we've been talking about all year, but it's surprising when you
It's
look
still
back
surprising.
to the beginning of the year. I didn't think they'd be anywhere close, and they're
No, and who's right behind them?
the Bills.
What?
Well, I mean,
The Bills. Yeah.
oh, like, yeah, crazy, dude. So I mean, yeah, it's stuff we've been talking about all season, but it's also stuff like
Still a surprise.
before the season started was not things that I thought we'd see. Like the Seahawks are top of the NFC West and have
Yeah.
clinched a playoff position. And
Big one for me is the NFC North that I don't know how the Packers aren't going to win this division. The
yeah,
Bears are going to clinch the division.
yeah, crazy, man. Like
With the Packers start, that is mind-blowing to me.
and the Lions are like at the bottom. They're not
Yeah.
they're not in the playoffs currently. Like
Yeah.
people were talking like the Lions were going to be the team that was going to surprise everybody and make it to the Super Bowl. And they're not like I mean struggling. And then yeah, I mean you look at NFC East and I could have told you that was the way that division was going to lay out.
The
But
Eagles struggled for about 4 minutes and then they said enough of this.
yeah, yeah.
And the Eagles have dominated the NFC East. So
100%. I mean, yeah, but the other three teams there, you are kind of exactly what you expect. Cowboys are middle of the road team that kind of should be a top tier team but aren't. I mean, they did get rid of a few pieces this year, but yeah. So I mean, it's it's a healthy mix of what we expected, teetering towards the side of what
Yeah.
the hell. Where did you guys come from? Like it's crazy to me. The swing of a few select teams having success this year, like the Seahawks and the Patriots, really blow my mind. And the Bears. The Bears is like you said, like that's
Bears is a huge one for me. Yeah.
the Bears, and the Patriots were teams, and the Jaguars actually. Like where'd they come from? They were talking like they were. I don't know, man. It's a crazy league this year. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Patriots and Drake May, who all of a sudden is what odds-on favorite to be the MVP?
Yep.
Where the hell did that come from?
Didn't even know the guy's name before halfway through the season, honestly. And they were even having success, but didn't know the guy's name. And yeah, MVP picture. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, launching himself into superstardom.
And haven't lost an away game this year. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really helpful going into the playoffs if you have that kind of confidence that you can now. I mean, they've got a nice path being first over there, but
yeah,
knowing that if you have to play on the road at any point, you're just as confident there as you are at home is, if not more confident based on that record. Is crazy 8-0 on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. No
and
other
really
team,
important for them is, yeah.
No other team is undefeated.
4-1 in the division. Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, and just like ran away with it too, which is nuts.
So 1 week left. There's a couple of positions left to settle. I'm sure we'll be back next week. We'll paint the picture. We have a little break before the playoffs start, and maybe we'll do a little bracket or something because those are always fun when we're as bad at guessing as we are.
Yep, should be good. I'll pick the Patriots the whole way through, and they'll lose first round.
They'll get dummied, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the curse. Back over now to the NBA. A lot of injuries happening to some big men. Wembanyama's injury seems to not be as serious as they were afraid of, which is great because he has the Spurs in an incredible position this year.
Yep.
Jokic is out long term with his injury, kind of leaving the door open for Shea to win MVP again. Is the chatter over there? And And the Raptors are kind of 500 since the last time we talked, but holding steady at fourth place in that extremely weak Eastern Division.
Yeah. Yeah, which is what we need. Love it.
Yep.
Give me
Yep.
a weak
Just be
division.
there.
Let
Right.
us just skate in there. Yeah.
And they're not that far back of Boston and New York.
Yeah.
So there's still, if they want to decide in the second half to make it a little more interesting, there's some room for them to still make a run.
Yep.
But man, the West, OKC at 29-5, San Antonio at 24-9, Denver at 23-10, Houston 21-10.
Yeah.
And then you get to LA at 20-11. Like,
yeah. It's always interesting, like, watching like this when one conference is so much stronger than the other, because it's kind of like the most exciting playoff basketball is the first couple rounds. And then, like, as you get to the final, it's just kind of like, well, the Western team's probably going to win. If the Eastern team wins, cool, that's awesome. But you're expecting the Western team to run away with it. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the strength definitely lies on the West still. I like their playoff format with the 4-team play-in.
Yeah.
That gives some teams a little more to fight for. I believe, the intention was try and avoid maybe some of the tanking that's so prominent in the NBA. That's a lot of the talk right now, is how is the commissioner going to try and deal with the tanking over there. The league itself is just so conducive to tanking to me because your rosters are so small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
one
player makes
two
a
injuries
massive difference.
Can completely derail your year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like that forever. I recently rewatched the Last Dance documentary, and what happens when Scottie Pippen misses half a year, or when Jordan gets hurt young in his career. Like, the team just struggles.
Yeah.
You need 2 or 3 key pieces, and with the offset of number 1 teams to the basement teams, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Right. Indiana at the bottom over a 6-28 record. That's a .176 win percentage.
Yeah. And they've lost 10 in a row.
Compared to a 7-3-5 at the top of the East in Detroit. Like,
yeah,
you're out of it. You're out.
Oh, yeah.
You're out. What is there to play for? Of course teams are going to tank. Yeah. When one player can turn your entire franchise around and you're that far out of the playoff picture, what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah.
Other than putting, which I would hate to see, and I don't want them to do it, an extremely, bless you.
Pardon me.
An extremely stringent salary cap on the NBA, including a salary floor for teams to actually have to spend. You're never going to get the tightness that we're seeing in the NHL. Those NHL standings are super exciting and unpredictable, but that's a double-edged sword because that is happening because of the salary cap.
Yeah.
We all like to rag on the salary cap, but guess what?
Yeah.
That's what this is creating.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, I don't have any armchair suggestions for the NBA on how to avoid this tanking situation, but I just don't see a way around it in that sport.
Nope. Not unless you, change a lot of the core foundational things that they've kind of set up to be, right? Like the way contracts work and everything in that league is very confusing to me, but I know that it kind of creates a interesting dynamic where teams are kind of what they are.
Give your players super max contracts, which you have a limited number of, and then they only play 60% of the games because of load management.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money in a roster spot taken up by a guy who refuses to play a good chunk of the games. So
yeah, 100%.
But let's hope that the Raptors can make the playoffs. Still need something to cheer for come playoff season because the NHL is not looking like it's going my way at all.
You can come cheer for Detroit, bud.
Okay, thanks. I don't have a whole lot of faith in them in round one either.
Yeah. You can cheer for them in the 5 games they'll play in the playoffs. Yeah.
uh, so that kind of catches us up for a lot of the stuff that we missed over the break. Out of all that, you have a dumbest sports moment of the week ish.
Ish. Yeah. Mine is also kind of not a dumbest sports moment, which I think I've created a trend of with my dumb sports moments. But something that made me angry, my angriest
Yeah.
sports moment was
There you go.
watching Canada versus Latvia in the World Juniors was absolutely terrible for me.
Yeah.
After watching that game, I honestly thought Canada was just going to get walked on in the tournament. Like you watch Canada and they barely beat Latvia in overtime, and their statistics of time with the puck in the offensive zone should have shown that Canada scored 20 goals to Latvia's 1.
Yes.
And they didn't. They just didn't score. And the fact that Latvia had the same amount of shots as them, and then you watch
Yes,
the
that's the
Finland,
upsetting part.
and then you watch the Finland versus Latvia game, and Finland has 38 shots, and I think Latvia ended the game with 8 shots. And it's just like, after watching that, I was just like, oh, Finland's going to beat Canada 13-1. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way. And then, like, it was just so confusing to me then to watch Canada beat Finland the way
Yeah.
that they
In a
did.
shootout.
Yeah. And it's just like,
Not an actual shootout, as in
yeah,
the scoreboard
it
was showing football
ran
scores.
the score up. Yeah. So my dumbest sports moment is really an
Yeah.
angry sports moment, and it's why the
Yeah.
heck do we suck against Latvia so bad? It makes no sense to me.
I love watching those games specifically for the Latvian goaltenders because typically, you mentioned it didn't really happen this year. Canada will come out of these games with 50 shots on goal,
Mm-hmm.
and you watch Latvian goaltenders do incredible feats.
Stand on their head. Yeah, absolutely.
40 some odd saves typically, in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Always so funny to me to watch. And I don't know what it is about Canada that Latvia's like, we are going to play so good today.
Mhm.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a weird
Well,
chink in their armor for Canada, this Latvian team. Every year. Every
Yeah.
year it's like this.
I think the most frustrating thing to me too is one of my buddies brought up this statistic because we were just kind of talking while we were watching the game, and I was getting very frustrated while they were all kind of like
Yeah.
just taking it with a grain of salt and, oh, it's okay because we're still winning, right, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
my buddy looked it up. Latvia as a country has 22 indoor ice rinks. 22. We have
in the country.
we have over 2,000 arenas and
Yeah.
over 5,000 indoor sheets of ice because multiples of those have multiple rinks and stuff
Multiple
like that.
rings. Yeah.
We have in Red Deer, Alberta, just about as many ice rinks as the whole country of Latvia has indoor ice rinks.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and we're beating them 2-1 with equal shots.
In overtime.
Why? Why is that a thing? We have
And
thousands more ice rinks and vast majority more hockey players
Yeah.
because of that. And it's like we're beating them 2-1 in overtime. Come on.
And
like,
the scary part about that is I couldn't even celebrate the win because it's a win in overtime, which in international hockey only counted for 2 points as opposed to the 3-point win, which
Mhm.
almost cost them the division. Which is what's
100%.
happened to them the last few years when they bow out so early is you don't get first seed.
yeah.
So having Latvia take a point off you is a dagger when you're going into the finale against Finland.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm with you.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm cautiously optimistic about it because of what they ended up doing in the rest of the games, right? Like they looked really good the rest of the time, but that game
the
specifically,
game against Denmark,
Yeah.
they ran the score up. They looked really good.
Yeah.
They held their own against Finland. I'm a little worried about defense and goaltending. If you can only win games by
Yeah.
running the score up like that, feel free to shut a team down every once in a while. But
yeah. 100%. But
Um,
anyways, what's yours?
yeah. Well, mine's also just an angry moment at international hockey, and it is, in general, the Olympic rosters from the Canadian and the US side.
Yeah.
These tournaments forever have been dubbed best on best hockey. We're missing the best on best hockey. The NHL players don't go, we don't get best on best. And then, like we talked about it earlier, and maybe you can understand why, but they're building these teams like NHL teams and not like all star teams.
Yeah.
And it comes with its own drama and headlines around it of, oh, why did you take this? You know, I've got nothing against Bo Horvat. He doesn't care who I am and what I have to say, but why the hell is Bo Horvat on the Canadian Olympic team?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Me neither.
I don't understand necessarily why Tom Wilson is there.
Yep.
I don't understand why you wouldn't start building for the future and at least throw Bedard on this roster and give him a preliminary round game or two.
Yep.
You don't have to dress him in elimination games.
Yep.
But why not give him the opportunity, like we were talking about with Celebrini, to go play with the best of the best?
Yeah. Get him used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the point? You know, I understand NHL players, it's their job to play hockey and go out there and do what they're good at doing. But, you know, if you're Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson, you're like, why? What am I doing this for?
Yeah.
I'm scoring more goals than anybody else. Cole Caulfield in overtime is automatic.
Yep.
He has an insane amount of. Where did the U.S. lose in the Four Nations? Overtime, because they couldn't get a goal.
Yep.
What? Why are they not taking the best players available? There's too much mind game going. There's too much building a team to try and shut down another team. Like, just take your players that represent the best of your country.
Yep.
And go run amok over there.
Yep.
Leaving Adam Fox off of the Americans roster is crazy. He's a few years removed from a Norris Trophy.
Yep.
That is defined as the best defenseman in the NHL. Why is he not there?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it kind of plays into what you're saying about the World Junior Championships earlier too, right? Like it's entertaining hockey because it lacks structure. It's
yes.
They're just throwing a bunch of talent on a team and saying, go have fun, go score some goals, go do what you want.
Yeah.
And sometimes that leads to frustrating moments like mine with Canada and Latvia. But when I picture the Olympics, it's from when we were kids, right? You saw all the rising stars all at the same time playing against all of the rising stars from the States. And it was kind of like all-star games, right? Like there was...
Yes, that's what it was.
There was absurd plays that happened, crazy passing, crazy goals. It wasn't the best structural hockey, but it was so exciting because you had so much talent on the ice that they could just do whatever they wanted. And I think that's kind of what's missing in the rosters, at least this year, is kind of that, like, just put the best players on the team and throw them to the wolves and let's see what happens, right? Like, may the best man win kind of thing, the best country win. And I think that there's a little too much hands-on trying to build a program rather than just letting the best players go and have fun kind of thing.
And a part of that, because you mentioned that, it is a program. They've been keeping the same GM, the same coach, all the same staff to try and build that glue and that certainty, going forward. But I don't enjoy that.
No, it's the Olympics. Just send them out there. We just want to see them go do crazy stuff.
Like that 2010 Canadian roster, when they won gold on the home ice, that was an unbelievable roster. And they did exactly what they were talking about. PK Subban was a rookie. He was lighting the league on fire. He was new. He was exciting. So they took him. And he played some prelim games. When it got to crunch time, to serious time, he didn't play.
Sit down.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because you put your best foot forward, which, Subban was a great player, but he presented a lot of risk.
Oh,
but
sure
he deserved to be there.
Yeah.
He deserved to be there, so he went.
Yep.
this whole selection process to me, having to name 4 players a year in advance, now they're locked on the team, and you look back at those and you're like, or
Oh
what was it,
boy.
6 players, 4 forwards, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
No, we don't necessarily even want those ones anymore.
Yeah.
Even now, having to name, I get you have to name a roster early because these players need to make arrangements with their families because the NHL goes on break. So there's gonna be lots of holidays gone and stuff like that, time with family. But like, wait until 2 weeks before because a lot can change between even now. The Olympics are only month and a half away there, mid February,
Yeah.
but you have no idea what's gonna happen between now and then.
Their families knew what they signed up for.
Exactly. Exactly. Trying to find this roster.
Olympic roster.
All right. Yeah, so to go on a rant, here's the 2010 Olympic roster. Brendan
I'm gonna get
Morrow,
my
Patrick
chips out for
Marlowe,
this.
Jerome McGinley, Danny Heatley, Jonathan Tays, Mike Richards, Joe Thornton, Eric Stahl, Corey Perry, Patrice Bergeron, Brian Getzlaff, Rick Nash, Sidney Crosby, Duncan Keith, Shea Weber, Brent Seabrook, Drew Doughty, Chris Pronger, Dan Boyle, Scott Niedermeyer. In net, Luongo, Fleury, and Brodeur.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now, I know 2010 was like 16 years ago, and some people aren't going to recognize these names. But trust me when I say these
Old boys.
people, yeah, but up winners.
Oh yeah.
Or, somebody like Rick Nash who played on a Columbus team that was not very good.
Yeah.
But he was a star,
Mhm.
and he went.
Even just think about the goaltending list.
Yeah, are you kidding me with
Luongo,
that goaltender
Fleury,
list?
Brodeur. Like 3 of the best goalies of all time on the same
that's
team.
a whole different issue in Canada right now
Yeah.
with that. But like, you just took the best of the best. There was a lot of the time made about Jerome McGinley, even not
Mhm.
just going, but then he played on a line with Sidney Crosby. He played on that top line.
Yeah.
Um,
So cool.
An incredible team. At the same time, in 2010, the Americans Jack Johnson, Tim Gleason, Eric Johnson, Ryan Whitney, Ryan Suter, Brian Rafalski, Brooks Orpik, Zach Parise, Ryan Malone, Jamie Langenbrunner. Do you remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Pavelski, Ryan Kessler, Chris Drury, Ryan Callahan, Stasny, Dustin Brown, David Backus,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Ryan, Phil Kessel, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Quick, Tim Thomas, and Ryan Miller.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
these are all-star teams. These aren't
100%.
club teams.
Yeah.
They looked at the top of the list for categories and went, "Yep, you." They're not trying to build, a locker room environment. They're not trying to build a system. They said,
Yeah.
"You guys are the effing best players in the world. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Go play. Figure it out."
And they did. It was great hockey because it was just
And it was
unreal
an
plays back and forth.
incredible hockey game.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Uh-huh.
Like what we mentioned earlier, 3-2 overtime win.
Yep.
That's what you want.
Yep.
That's what you want. So I'm upset because with this roster selection process now, if things go wrong for either teams, you can point at those rosters and say, well, duh.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so? Why is so-and-so here? Why is so-and-so playing? Like,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be room for that. You should take the best available players and let them play hockey. That's what they do.
Yep.
Great players figure out how to play. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
That being said, I'm looking forward to the Olympics, but
Me too. Yeah. It'll be fun still. It'll be good. No.
So that catches us up, gets some anger out, and next week we'll talk about the NFL playoff picture.
Yep.
Keep up with the NHL, the NBA, and just keep ticking off days until we get to the Olympics.
Yep. Recap the World Juniors.
Recap the World Juniors. That hockey special will be in that NHL freeze right before the Olympics get started. We'll try and dive a little bit more into the Olympic rosters because we're going to have a guest. We'll have some debates for sure about the makeup of that roster. And yeah, get some screaming out.
Yep. Should be good.
Cool. Well, until then, enjoy your sports.
Bye, everyone.